Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here, and today we're looking at Avengers West Coast 53 through 57 by John Byrne. Alright, so I haven't done a John Byrne video in a hot minute, so I had to do one because I was jonesing for it. So these are the last 5 issues of John Byrne's run on Avengers West Coast. It's funny because I believe the title was called West Coast Avengers when he took over, and then they switched it to Avengers West Coast, which makes perfect sense because at the comic book store, alphabetically, you would want all of your Avengers books next to each other and in catalogs and things like that. So, right? Okay, so John Byrne, I loved his run on Avengers West Coast. WandaVision borrowed heavily from it, I feel, with the storyline about her twins and Agatha Harkness and Vision, you know, getting his new white costume and stuff like that. So John Byrne is writer, penciler, Keith Williams is inker, Bill Oakley is letterer, and Bob Sharon is colorist. I do like Keith Williams inking on Byrne. I feel like he's very faithful to his pencils, and it gets pretty close to what Byrne may do himself. I like better when Byrne is inking the figures and Williams is just doing the backgrounds, but hey, I'll take it. So, cool, we get a splash page of Magneto, and who doesn't love a John Byrne Magneto, right? I mean, he draws probably the best Magneto this side of Jack Kirby. And he's just so menacing and such a jerk. That's such a great, typical John Byrne trope there with the disembodied head and just sort of the white. You know, it's funny because a lot of people complain that John Byrne doesn't draw backgrounds, and I say, pshaw, like, who the hell are you? What is wrong with you for saying that? He draws tons of backgrounds. He's one of the most detailed artists. I mean, I think that's part of the reason people love his art so much, is he creates these totally believable worlds that you feel like you could just almost step into yourself. Avengers West Coast, obviously they're in California, and I like their compound as opposed to Avengers Mansion. It has definitely more of a, I don't know, Southwest kind of flair to it. I guess, I don't know. Wonder Man was so cool in this comic. I really love this lineup of Avengers West Coast, and it's interesting because this is John Byrne coming back to Marvel from DC, and he was wanting Fantastic Four and X Factor, and they said, no, you can have She-Hulk and Avengers West Coast. So there's a little bit of Byrne trivia in case you didn't know. Draws a great Iron Man. I love the way John Byrne draws metal, the way metal reflects. I feel like I definitely learned a lot from him, you know, from Colossus, and who are these, the UFOs. Oh my god, such a great group of characters. They're like the anti-Fantastic Four, the original Human Torch. That, you know, John Byrne was really known as the fixer or whatever. He would come into books and like try to fix continuity errors and problems and gaps and things like that, and sometimes it worked well and sometimes it didn't. So, but you have to give him credit for being innovative enough to try. I love the way he draws Fantastic Four. That is very cool with that member of the UFOs that I have no idea what his name is. Sorry, guys. But the UFOs, like, just totally fun characters. I love it. Except for her. What a boring costume that is. And she kind of looks like, I don't know, just like dirty white trash. But I guess she is like a criminal. So what are you going to do? The Incredible Hulk countdown with these amazing Walt Simonson covers. This is, one of these I feel might have been early Dale Keown, whom I love. I can't wait to find my Dale Keown Hulks so I can bring them to you. That was 53, here's 54, and we got this 1,010th homage to Fantastic Four #1. I mean, I think John Byrne even put a moratorium on, like, certain covers that he won't homage anymore, and I think this is one of them because I guess after you've done enough, enough is enough, right? Anyway, I'll take it. I think it's great. I love a good homage cover. During his run on Avengers West Coast, I feel like he was doing a lot of the splash pages with just like a big headshot. And what a great headshot to start out this one with the Mole Man. Such a great like depiction. We'll see who the inker is, but I just love that you can see all the artistry going on here. And John Byrne just draws the classic superheroes and villains so well. I so enjoy that. Written and penciled by John Byrne, inked by Paul Ryan, who's a penciler himself. And actually now I do remember him inking this. And, oh, I live in LA. That's kind of cool to see that. I wonder if there's any, I mean, LA changes so much, so whatever reference this is based on is probably completely different by now. Anyway. But Paul Ryan, I feel like, did a good job. It must have been fun for him as an artist, as penciler himself, to ink John Byrne. I could imagine any inker would probably be thrilled to ink John Byrne. But this is just some great classic storytelling stuff going on. I mean, if you guys haven't checked out John Byrne's run on Avengers West Coast, I mean, U.S. Agent, so I feel like he did such a great job with U.S. Agent, too. I mean, look at this crappy, and this is probably how the book came, because this is nothing I did to it, but oh my gosh, like, I paid $1 for this book. I don't want ink crap all over the pages. Very much a Kirby monster right there, huh? I mean, you can see, like, that looks like a Kirby mouth. For a monster, anyway. I love that Janet always has different costumes. That's fun. Oh boy, that creature made tissue paper out of that Quinjet like nobody's business. I can't believe anyone survived that. That is just crazy. I'll solve everything. I'm Hank Pym. I'm going to throw some Pym particles in the air and shrink that creature down to a more cat-sized dragon pet. This is Acts of Vengeance, so I feel like that might have been Byrne's, like, idea for the crossover, but I'm not quite sure. I don't really remember anything about it, to be honest with you. 53, 54, alright, so here's issue 55, another Acts of Vengeance crossover. Let there be an ending, please. Let there be an ending to another crossover. So, written and penciled by Byrne, inked again by Paul Ryan, colored by Bob Sharon, and lettered by Bill Oakley. That's a fun splash page. We've gotten away from the headshot portrait, and now the compound is just kind of floating in space. There's Magneto starting his crap. What's going on with it? I mean, they just killed Scarlet Witch. Like, come on, really, guys? They just, like, WandaVision lifts the character up to major popularity, and they killed her. And in the show, they had to bring Vision back to life because he was dead. And in Black Widow, tanked at the box office, even though it didn't really. But I just feel like making a movie about a character we already know is going to die. Why does Marvel hate its characters so much? Stop killing everybody, Marvel. What the hell is wrong with you? I mean, if nothing else, to retain those copyrights. I mean, I know you bring them back just as quick as you kill them, but just stop it. There is more to life than death. There is more to entertainment than death. Please. That is so cool. I love little details like that, like the circuitry and his fingernail, whatever. See, oh my god, that is like such a great idea for like spyware and stuff. We press on nails that are actually like plastique or explosives or anything like that. John Byrne has said that he shied away from licensed books. That's why he kind of shied away from Star Trek, because he didn't feel like he could capture likenesses. But if that isn't Abraham Lincoln, nobody is. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Leave it to John Byrne to work Abraham Lincoln into a story. If it's not Lincoln or Hitler or... That's what I like about John Byrne. It's you never know where you're going to go. Let's go kick some butt. Boy, I want that on a t-shirt. The art in here is really good. I do feel like Paul Ryan did like an excellent job inking Byrne. And I would love to see this in a better printing. And I do think I have the omnibus, which I already covered, so I'm sure I already mentioned it there. But like I didn't do the individual issues and I was missing Byrne, so I had to do it. And this is Thor kicking butt. If you're reading X-Men Elsewhere, Byrne's free fanfic via his website, Byrne Robotics, message board, blah, whatever you want to call it. His for free doing like a fan fiction of the X-Men and Thor and the Asgardian. Some of the Asgardians just made an appearance. And just to see John Byrne draw Thor again warmed the cockles of my heart, I will tell you that. Uh-oh, Scarlet Witch has gone off the deep end and she's rocking a new outfit to prove it. It's funny, you can tell that she's not like a physical character because that is the most cumbersome looking cape glove combo I've ever seen in my entire life. Walt Simonson was on FF. That'd be fun to find some of those. Dale Keown's Hulk, so good. Love Dale Keown's Hulk. 55. We're almost there, kids. Only 2 issues left. Here's 56. I kind of love this storyline so much, and I mean, I love the Scarlet Witch, so I was like, whatever, don't make her a villain. This looks like my friend Anne. I should tell her that. Anyway, the witch is back, darker than Scarlet. I kind of love this cover. It's very old school Marvel with the villain like all big and the heroes sort of small and dangling from her hand. I think that's cool. She's very dramatic with her hand gestures, as Scarlet Witch should be. You know, Elizabeth Olsen has those moves down when she's using her powers. Great double page spread here. Paul Ryan's still inking, so that's cool. Agatha Harkness, U.S. Agent, Janet Van Dyne, and Wonder Man, Simon Williams. See, this is what I also like about when, like some of the things, like John Byrne will often include like artwork in the background, and sometimes it's like, it'll be like based on, I don't know, his ex-wife's photography or something crazy like that. So, you know, being a comic book artist is such an isolating, personal job. I mean, you're just basically sitting there by yourself all day. So I can see why artists would definitely want to, you know, work in entertainment for themselves. And this is like one of the most controversial things in comic books. We have no idea what she's doing. She's like scratching Simon's chest and she keeps going down to his crotch, I guess. Like, doesn't he have like super hard skin or something? You would think that being scratched by fingernails would be like not your Achilles heel there. Very cool. Love this. I love the tease of the Lockjaw and Quicksilver. I mean, obviously you can tell it's them right away. And that is so cool. Fun looking Iron Man. I like the Avengers West Coast. I like them being in California and sort of this off-kilter kind of group that sort of has a couple mainstays and a couple spins. Like, he couldn't get Captain America, so he got U.S. Agent, and you got the Vision and Scarlet Witch. I mean, they're such classic staples of the Avengers, I think. And then, did they retcon Magneto being the father of the twins? Because I don't like that idea of it being retconned. Who killed Scarlet Witch? What's going on? Like, I can't even open a modern comic anymore. For Marvel or DC, I just feel like they have no idea what they're doing with the continuity. Although I did the new Suicide Squad Get Joker by Brian Azzarello and Alex Maleev. I enjoyed that, so I won't say all modern comic books suck. Look, the family reunion. This is so cool. Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Love seeing them all together. Magneto, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver together again. That's what I love about Quicksilver, his loyalty to his sister. And we're not talking about the Ultimate Universe version because that goes beyond loyalty. But I like how it trumps being a good guy. And he's just fine to have like all the bad guys in the background. Cersei. That's cool. Little backup story featuring the invaders. So we do get Captain America after all. But you gotta love John Byrne for that. Alright, so let's read this. We have time. And now here's that important announcement we promised you back on page 6 with apologies to Editorial. It's funny how John Byrne never shied away from putting himself into comic books. No, I don't wanna. You can't make me. Yes, I can. I'm the editor. Now be a man and do it. But it wasn't my fault. It was Higgins. Yeah, that's it. It was Mike Higgins' fault. No, it wasn't. He just scripted the thing. You told him which characters he could use. He even drew the cover for you, for crying out loud. Now fess up. Howard, no. Or, hi there, I'm John Byrne. I wrote the Avengers you've been reading for the last year, except last summer's Avengers Annual. That was written by Mike Higgins. But it wasn't his fault. See, Mike called me up to find out which Avengers he could use in the annual, and well, when I tried to figure out where all the storylines would be by then, I got all confused. There are a lot of Avengers to keep track of, you know. So I told him to use Tigra, but I shouldn't have. Tigra was tied up in a subplot at the time. So Tigra wasn't in the annual, not in any of the annuals. Forget you saw her there. I goofed. I'm sorry. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go eat a bug. That's hysterical. I love that. If you're reading Elsewhere, you also know that the story is just kind of all over the place and clearly has no editorial influence. And I think that just reading what we just saw shows the need for a little editorial interference every once in a while. But you're John Byrne. You could draw the phone book for all I cared. Family reunion. This sadly is the last issue of John Byrne's run. I forgot where he went after this, but so John Byrne writing and penciling with Paul Ryan still inking. I mean, she has been holding these Avengers hostage for what feels like forever. They're just sitting there floating. Wonder Man's totally been emasculated by a pair of press-on nails. U.S. Agent looking cool. I do love the way the U.S. Agent looks in his costume. It's very cool. That's fun. I don't know. It's sort of funny because obviously, you know, the Human Torch, this isn't a very realistic approach, but it's so classic and just looks so good and exactly how the Human Torch should look like to me. I must have some sort of weird twin fetish. I love twins. I've always loved Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, Aurora and North Star, Zan and Jaina, the Wonder Twins. There's got to be more. Fenris, the Property Brothers, the Barbie twins. I mean, Double Trouble, Liz and Jean Segal, Katie Segal's sisters. Did you know that they were all related? Do you even know what Double Trouble is? It was a sitcom from the 80s, I think, about twin sisters. Well before Sister Sister, which I've never seen. Anyway, I feel like, I hope this is looked back on fondly. What did you guys think of Byrne's run on Avengers West Coast? Because I have to say, I really, really enjoyed it. And suddenly we're in space. See? John Byrne will just take you anywhere when you least expect it. 1 minute you're in California, the next minute you're in space. Is this asteroid M? I guess it would be with the big old M on the door, huh? And there's Scarlet Witch with her big, cumbersome collar that is so ridiculous. I love it. That's such a typical hairdo. That's like exactly what, isn't it funny? Because this is after Superman, so he came over to Avengers West Coast just to turn Scarlet Witch into Lois Lane. Oh my god, I love this. Hank Pym wearing the Ant-Man helmet. That is so cool. The Ant-Man helmet, let's face it, is like so cool. Like that needs to just be in every Avengers lineup. Maybe not, but whatever. So sadly, that ended on like such a, you know, blah. There it is. It's over. John Byrne's gone. We loved you. We missed you. Come back. Wouldn't that be crazy if suddenly John Byrne came back to Marvel? I mean, strange. It almost happened with X-Men Elsewhere, but they didn't work it out editorially. Imagine that, John Byrne having editorial issues. Anyway, that is one of my favorite John Byrne runs. I love it. So many good things happen. So much great stuff that they are using in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit like, share my content, and I'll bring you some more later. All right, thanks, guys.